fortunate enough to find the first dinosaur embryos in the world. And I found them because I was the first person to take a hammer to an egg and break it open. Because everyone had thought that eggs were so precious that the egg was the precious thing rather than the notion of an embryo being inside. I made a discovery because I had a hammer. And so, you know, that kind of thinking is basically what I made my career on. What? There's a woman in Bynum that found some dinosaur that she needs identified. She said, I'll take you to it. And we went out on the Peebles Ranch, and there was thousands of pieces laying on the ground. Thousands. And we went and got permission from the Peebles to excavate them, and we excavated the very first dinosaur nest with babies in it. That 1 square mile out there is the richest dinosaur site in the world. I wrote to the Rainier Brewing Company and asked them if they would give us $10,000 to sponsor a dig, because we drank a lot of Rainier beer in those days, and so we figured that was the place to go. And so Rainier Brewing Company at that time was doing these really cool ads, and they agreed to give us $10,000. And when Princeton University heard that Rainier Brewing Company was going to give us $10,000, they said, no, 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 no. You cannot take money from Rainier Brewing Company. We will give you the $10,000. And so Rainier Brewing Company gave us 100 cases of beer for the summer.
Jack has left his legacy. I think this museum, he put the museum on the map with all of his research. He has always been very eager to make sure that education is the forefront.
So there was one time I was walking through the dinosaur halls with kids that couldn't yet talk, with infants, and we were doing sign language and learning the sign for dinosaur, which is this. And he stopped and was talking with some of the parents, and then a 2-year-old taught him how to say baby dinosaur.
You know, I'm 70 years old in a couple of weeks, and you know, I could transfer just to another school, but it just makes more sense to retire. That way, you know, I get my pension, which means I can work part-time and then sort of finish my books that I need to finish. I filled this place up. I mean, you know, there's no reason to just stay. If I stayed here, you know, I really wouldn't be, there's nowhere to put more stuff, and certainly not the kinds of stuff that I collect. You know, lots of it. I would just be, you know, what do they call it, resting on your laurels or something? I mean, I just have more exciting things to do, I think.
Well, I'm a little sad, but I can't really stop him. It's his decision.
Things will be very different once Jack leaves. We're still trying to figure out what it's going to be like once he's gone. Nobody really knows what's going to happen.
Is this the one from the Night of the Museum?
Oh, that's a big deal. And he's done so much in paleontology for museum of the Rockies and the world. You'll be greatly missed.
So I have a part-time teaching position at Chapman University in Orange, California. And that is to teach one class on imagination and creative thinking. And I am dyslexic, and I am very interested in seeing if we can figure out ways to change the college system enough so that we teach everyone to be a little dyslexic. I read at sort of a beginning third grade level. And I quite literally have written more books than I've read.
I think after 30-some years of being here, he wanted to stretch his wings a little bit and try something else. He will never leave dinosaurs. I'm sure of that.
So the University of Washington, it turns out, is building a new museum. They're in the end of their $100 million fundraising, and they're building a new Burke Museum at the University of Washington, and I'm going to help them put some dinosaurs in it, because they have a whole bunch of new space.
It will continue on. We may have a lag while we get reestablished with a new curator, but I don't see us diminishing and going away. We're here to stay.
I think that's a rib.
What part of the rib? Top or bottom?
I'm thinking 94 is the top, the back, and that is the bottom.
Yeah, this would be the top word.
My legacy is my students. You know, all of my students are my legacy. And I've had a couple of dozen excellent students, 12 PhDs that all have jobs now as curators or professors, and they are carrying on the kinds of work that I do.